perfect. Yeah, you walk that walk, watch the eyes go pop. You're so picture perfect.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Bravo Tea with the Stay at Home Mom podcast. I'm Erika, and I'm ready to get into some Bravo Tea. So we're going to kick it off with our recap for the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. And I just have to say, I'm getting so pissed at Kyle this season because she is reminding me of Uba, which we will, on our second part, do the recap of Real Housewives of New York. Her and Uba have the similarity as like, do as I say, not as I do. Kyle is just not allowing Dorit to be a little ticked off with her that she texts her husband. And the whole time I'm like looking at my husband and I'm like, I mean, if we got divorced and it was amicable, I still wouldn't want my friends texting you. And like my friends wouldn't text my now ex-husband. Like it's just weird. But I think Dorit's point is like, hello, Kyle, understand that like I'm not even talking to PK. Why are you? I just don't get why Kyle doesn't think that's weird. And she's the one that didn't like random women DMing Maurizio. I mean, it doesn't have to be. I think in her brain, Kyle thinks this is okay because she's not like sexting PK. No, it doesn't matter. Like you literally don't have to talk to him or communicate with him at all. Literally at all. It's getting on my nerves a lot. I feel like Kyle wanted grace that her friend passed away and for her divorce and all of that. But now she's just like yelling at Dorit, not giving her any grace at all. And Kyle is lucky and in like the rare 1% that like you're separated and or going through divorce and you guys are like still talking on the phone and being like best friends and doing stuff as a family. That's not at all Dorit's world. Like PK is just ghosting her and the kids. So not only now does everything fall on Dorit and like all her nannies she probably has, but she's answering all the questions that the kids have. I'm sure they do say like, where's dad? And it's like, she has to just make up a lie. Like, oh, he's working. It's like, actually, he's like down the street in a condo being single PK without us, Jaggy. But Garcelle needs to read the room because then she says to Dorit, well, how are you and PK? Like, where have you been, bitch, for this whole conversation, let alone this whole season thus far? I mean, not well, as Dorinda would say. How am I doing? Not well, bitch. Like, Garcelle, hello. It's just like Dorit said in her confessional, now all of a sudden Garcelle wants to be concerned or like care for her. Like, give me a break. I feel like Garcelle was asking that question to stir the pot, not because she's concerned for Dorit's well-being. But Dorit excuses herself. And I just feel like when Kyle went to Sutton's house the next day and had sushi with Garcelle, first of all, may I just point out the hydrangeas were popping in the backyard. I have some hydrangea bushes in our backyard and every year they get bigger and I love to clip them off and put them on the table in the house. And I saw that's what Sutton had too. She had them like on the table out there, but so many beautiful hydrangeas. They probably like reminisce and bring her back to Augusta, Georgia, because I feel like that's just like a Southern thing and like a Nantucket thing with all the like pretty hydrangeas. So they're sitting in her very beautiful backyard and they were doing like pickleball or tennis or something. I don't know. I was like a little checked out at this point because I was like doing something. I was writing stuff down for like my daughter's school, but I was like watching. I was trying to multitask. I was like, I can watch and I can retain this information because I was like, nothing that dramatic's happening right now, so I can like multitask. But then they sit down and have some sushi, and Kyle's like, "This is iced tea, right? There's no alcohol in here. There's no alcohol, right?" So I felt like she was insinuating because Sutton, I know you always are having alcohol. It's like, no, Sutton's not giving you the ocean spray grapefruit with vodka. Don't worry, Kyle. That is just iced tea. And I don't really know like why she would think iced tea has vodka in it. Are we drinking like twisted tea like we're in college? I don't think she would be putting like vodka or something in the iced tea at the table. But Kyle is just trying to obviously get Garcelle and Sutton to be on her side. And she's like, I've had it with Dorit. That was the part that I'm like, are you kidding me? You've had it with Dorit? Bitch, I've had it with you. Texting Dorit's like definite ex-husband. Like they're separated, but like PK wants no part of being married and reconciling. Like you call it separation right now, but theirs is definitely like put a fork in it, it's done. And she's like, I will pull out the text and read it if I need to, because it's really nothing that she needs to be concerned about. And I can't believe she's putting me in this position and painting me like this. It's like I said, Kyle is assuming that Dorit is like, oh, you're texting my husband because you're like flirting with him. And it's like, no, that's not at all. So then she goes back, always pulling out the old receipts. She's like, remember when the internet was like running wild with this rumor and saying that my husband and Dorit were like having a secret affair? And then she showed the picture of Maurizio, PK, and Dorit hugging after that home invasion. I don't know why people, because like PK is in the photo too. So it's like, I don't know why people put, oh, Maurizio and Dorit are having an affair. It's like, PK's in the hug too. Stupid. Kyle, not the same thing, because you know what? The internet and the public did that gossip, not Dorit. You're creating gossip or an issue right now from yourself, because text Morgan Wade. Is she like too busy? Like, why do you need to text PK? I think you could live without sending him memes and whatnot anymore in your life. It's just, I don't think anyone is hopping on your bandwagon to agree with you, except probably Teddy up your butt Mellencamp. But Sutton was like, well, you had rumors of infidelity, or no, you had infidelity. And Kyle's like, what? What are you talking about? And Garcelle's like, I love when they do like that noise in the background, and it like goes to their heads like turning, and it's like a symbol. It's like, so Garcelle like turns her head and it's like, and Kyle's like, I don't understand what you're talking about. Sutton's like, like the infidelity, like, and then Kyle's like, no, there's no infidelity. So then I don't know. I mean, I do think that Sutton is also talking about just the Instagram messages, because if Maurizio was communicating with people on Instagram and they were being inappropriate and he was even engaging it, to me, when you're married, then that is a bit of an infidelity. Like, I don't want my husband freaking DMing girls like that are throwing themselves at him. It's not like they're DMing him to say, you have a beautiful family. I love Kyle. Then answer that all the live long day and be like, thank you. I know, I'm so lucky to have Kyle. That's so different. Like, who knows what they're saying and what he's saying back, So I think Sutton is alluding to more though, which it's like, do tell somebody, please open up, because if there was infidelity, I do feel bad for Kyle, but girl, you're getting a high-end paycheck to show us your life, not the parts you want of your life. It's like, that's where some people aren't made for reality TV, because they're like, well, I don't want to show every aspect of my life, because yeah, it's fun to like document the fun times or have like the lavish parties and stuff. But if something dark is happening, I don't know if I want to go there. And it's like, these people sign on the dotted line to go there. So I don't like that. I feel like there is something that is more to this story, because Kyle's like, I don't know what you're talking about. It's like, yeah, you do. And Sutton wouldn't be saying that as a lie, I don't think. So I don't know. Amnesia, as we could say. But Erika and Dorit meet up at the furniture store with the designer that is doing her house. And then Dorit is like, I just don't understand, Erika. Sometimes I feel like it's like the same thing every episode. And I'm like, oh my God, like, are we going to talk about this for the next 3 episodes? Like when I recap New York, I thought this was like the last episode of their trip. It's a to be continued at the end. I'm like, oh my God, just get this season over with. Jesus God. But Erika said she's really excited to give her house like a little facelift, some new stuff, because she said when she left, she was very conscious. She's like, I'll take 4 forks and 4 knives and 4 plates. She's like, Tom's second ex-wife, she backed in with the Mayflower tractor trailer, took everything, didn't even leave the man a roll of toilet paper. And I was like, oh my God, I am loving Erika's commentary. I'm loving this side of Erika. Like, she's back a little bit. Like, this is her rebranding. she's back and I like it and I'm here for it. I did like spiraling Erika a little bit, like when she was like, go pee on that new girl. And she was like, Merce is in the purse and all that. And then when she was singing over Diana Jenkins' boyfriend, when they were doing Silent Night, I mean, we did like a little bit of unhinged, my life is falling apart, Erika. But I'm here for the like confident, I'm getting my life back, Erika, as well. And probably prefer this one. So she said she wished she did that, but she was like being nice. But you know what? Of all of the ex-wives of Tom, I wish that Erika backed him with the Mayflower and took everything, because he was like putting her in a very dangerous position with what he was doing. Because yes, I do think she was not privy to all that information. It was a don't ask, don't tell type marriage. So let's be real. And I'm here for the rebrand of her. So then Sutton, Garcelle, and Kyle said they felt bad that Erika was sad when Kyle got her Pitty pizza party. And they're like, we're going to give her a Pitty pizza party. But you know where they take her? Pitty, I mean, pitiful is more what we need to say it. Chuck E. Cheese. I mean, like, could you imagine if we were like, I was just there with my kids and I was like, oh my God, like there's the housewives. That would be a first. That would be somewhere I would never expect them, because they don't have little kids anymore. And they've like outgrown going to chintzy places. Not that I feel like these Beverly Hills ladies ever went to chintzy places, but it's like Kyle and Sutton are like so rich that it's like they would never, ever, ever, even when they have grandchildren, like they would buy a building to make a nicer Chuck E. Cheese to avoid to go into a Chuck E. Cheese. Then the pizza came and I was like, because I had just had like a wonderful, beautiful pizza from South Philly. Shout out to Angelo's the other day when I was like watching the episode, and I was like, oh my God, these high class bitches are having Chuck E. Cheese and I'm having like the best pizza ever that I feel like we could get. So it was definitely interesting to see. But then Garcelle's just like, oh, so are you talking to Maurizio a lot still? And Kyle's like, yeah. And then it flashes back to when she had the cowgirl party. She's like FaceTiming Maurizio and he's like, oh, look at you and the cowgirl get up. And just like, yeah. It's just like weird. And I applaud Garcelle for taking one for the team, because what she says next is what we're all thinking. She's like, you know, Kyle, just be who you want to be. Do what you want to do. Like, you know, be a lesbian if you want to. And she's like, oh, okay. And like everyone's laughing, but it's like, no, but like she's alluding to like, if you are with Morgan Wade, just come out loud and proud and say that, like be a lesbian and tell us that you're a lesbian. Like Garcelle out of all of them is foaming at the mouth to crack that code, to see if Kyle will ever break down and be like, yeah, I kissed a girl and I liked it. Like she is just foaming at the mouth, but I applaud her because she's doing God's work, because I am foaming at the mouth to know, even though when I had Donna Bowling on my podcast, she said it's like the best kept secret around there that they are together or were or had something going on. So I just think it's funny though that she's like, I mean, just like do what you want, because Maurizio is, which he is. Like my husband's like, Maurizio isn't missing her running around with those like 28-year-old models. He's like, bet all those girls at the agency are like throwing themselves at him. And I'm like, yeah, you're probably right. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, still to this day, it's like they're just separated, but it's like, I don't know if she has buyer's remorse and she's upset and wishes that this didn't transpire, and whatever she was upset or mad with Maurizio, like maybe she should have just tried a little harder to work through it. I mean, if it's because he's working too much and you felt he wasn't there for you when your friend passed away, then like you need to say that to him. He's not mean, and he still has so much love for Kyle that he would understand and be like, I'm so sorry. Like, I should be here. You're right. Like, that's all we want to hear. Like, and I don't know. I am so curious how long they will just let this separation go on. And then like Teddy freeloading Mellencamp is just staying with her while she shares her house with Edwin. And it's like everyone is just like getting divorced out there. It's just wild, or separated. It's just crazy. No one's love can survive. But Bose gets surgery. So everyone's coming in like shifts to visit her, and it's funny. So Kyle comes and is talking about the Dorit thing, but it's like, you ain't gonna win her over because that's her BFF for real. And before Bose even had her confessional and said that, I was like, Kyle is definitely there trash talking Dorit to get Bose on her side, but that ain't happening. And then Bose basically said that in the confessional. She's like, I don't know if she just wants me to see her side of things or she wants me to like just side with her. But she is showing her the text that Kyle sent PK. So this is not a meme and it is not like the stuff she's alluding to. Kyle reached out to PK when they first got divorced, and she said, I didn't take a picture of it, so I'm just going to basically go off of memory. She basically said, like, I saw the announcement about your separation. Just know anything you have ever said to me, I will keep a secret, or like, I will keep it between us. Like, and then she said, I'm your friend. I'm here for you. And I'll always send you memes and stuff like that. So it's like, you text PK. You didn't even text Dorit when the announcement came out. And like, even if you're like mad about Dorit for like saying something on the BravoCon stage, like, which get over it, please. You should still be texting her because she was or is your friend and coworker and you know her dearly and you're texting her like soon to be ex-husband, you should be texting Dorit as well. Just be like, I saw the announcement. If you want to talk, like I'm here. And then I'm sure Dorit wouldn't call her anyway, because if you're fighting with her, she's not going to call her. But just the fact she sent that to PK and said like, oh, anything you've ever told me, I'm going to keep a secret between us. It's like, ew, Kyle. Like, no, goodbye, Kyle. Like right now, we need Ken Todd to pop out and say that because, and Bose, you're not winning her over. So then Garcelle comes to visit Bose, and Bose is telling Garcelle, like what the text said. She went, it did not say just memes and whatnot. And Garcelle's like, are you serious? So Kyle is lying. So then the preview for the next episode, this is when we see Kyle like run off in the robe. And she's like, I can't do this anymore. I'm done. I'm done. Even though you're not, because you'll like literally come back next season. But they said like, show Dorit the text. So Bose took one for the team because Garcelle's like, are you going to do it? So she's like, why don't you show her the text? And then Kyle showed her the text. And I feel like Kyle knows she's wrong. So that's her like the play to do this, like run away crying so people feel bad for her because like she knows that no one's seeing it like she does. Like everyone's like, no, this is freaking weird, Kyle. Like you should not be texting PK because like you shouldn't be texting him memes, but let alone that's not even what you're texting. You're like, oh, we have like secrets, like XOXO gossip girl. No, not a girl's girl, as Allie Lieber would say. I am just like at a loss of words for how Kyle is acting. I'm not liking it. She has become fake and she has become delusional as well. So I hope, even though Garcelle doesn't like Dorit, I hope this is like a wake up call to be like, yeah, let's all kind of get on Dorit's side behind this because this is just a no from Kyle and just disappointed. But let's take a little break right here and then I will recap the Real Housewives of New York. Do you ever struggle finding unique gifts for kids that will be excited about? Look no further. Ellie and Mila Boutique has everything from custom jean jackets, backpacks, sneakers, and more. Go to ellieandmila.com. That's ELLIEANDMILA.com to use my code BRAVOT10 to receive 10% off your order. I know my daughters have the jean jackets and the fanny packs from there. I'm going to get them backpacks, and I just got them sneakers. They are so cute. They kind of look like Golden Goose sneakers. Everything is just so unique. So get them for your own kids or for gifts, friends, baby showers, anything. Everything is perfect. So that's ellieandmila.com and use my code BRAVOT10. And we're back. And I just need this season of The Real Housewives of New York to be over. And I need this Puerto Rico trip to be over. So they are on this dirty beach that Uba is just like running around saying how dirty and nasty it is. And she's just like, so disgusted to be here. So I'm not disagreeing with Uba, but it's kind of like, okay, just say it once, like, oh, this beach is kind of dirty. But also, like, maybe don't even say it aloud where like Raquel can hear you, because like she's bringing you here because she said she's come here with her family and it's special to her. So totally on your level with like it's nasty, but like maybe just keep it to yourself or just say it to the select few ladies when you get back to the house. But then there's a dead pigeon there, like laying on the beach. And then I'm like, did Uba plant that there? Because the irony of it being a pigeon of all birds is like all she's been talking about is freaking pigeon the whole season. And I'm like, this is like a symbolic message that like the rest of the trip is going downhill to me. I also like that they're using timestamps on this trip, because sometimes I'm like, what time is it when they're on like outings? And then, yeah, I mean, I think the beach is nasty. I'm trying not to be a bitch, but like from this like scene that they're at right now, I would never spend my money and go to wherever exact place they are in Puerto Rico, because the house is nice. But if I'm flying to an island, like obviously I want to go on the beach, and this beach looks awful. Like I would not want to lay on it and have like a nice luxury vacation. And it's like, yeah, you could just lay by the pool in your like really nice house, but like I want to go to the beach because that's why we're like leaving where we live, because we're not at the beach all the time. So I can attest to Uba saying this is nasty. But then Raquel's like, I guess I should have brought them to the oh my God, what'd she call it? The beach where like the tourists go. She's like, I guess I should have brought them there. Oh, the Gringo beach. And yeah, maybe, because maybe there wouldn't be dead pigeons. But Brynn is like flirting with this like what seems to be underage boy. And then everyone's like, oh, I thought she looked like old men. And I'm like, the pointing to Brynn being like a call girl is like getting kind of crazy that they're just always saying that. But they have to have either seen something, been privy to something, or like everyone just is like gossiping about it in New York, and they know someone who knows someone that like called Brynn and gave her money for sexual favors. I don't know. But they all leave the beach and they go back to the house, and I feel like this is just like a blur, because it's like everyone is just fighting. So they like are just goofing around. They're going to do some synchronized swimming with Jenna. So they want to do this funny thing, because Jenna on the previous episode said that her down there region hair is like pin straight and silky smooth. And it's like, do you get like keratin treatments on it? And like, why is it long? Like, get that shit waxed or shave it, or take hair clippers. It sounds like you need to. Like, I don't understand why you're like having that like that. I feel like that has to cause like a yeast infection of some sorts, or just not healthy. I mean, I don't think the ladies are down with that. I know men wouldn't be, but like I don't think ladies would be either. So they all got these like little press on like hair pieces to like put on and have hang out of their bathing suits. It's like a joke, which was pretty funny. But then like Brynn and Aaron have this funny idea to like prank call Abe, but like act like they're like naked in the tub together and like see if he says anything. But like, he's not going to, but it's just funny. And she's like, yeah, we're just like in the bath. What are you doing? And he's like, oh, I'm not answering that. I'm not going there. Uba freaking goes into her bipolar, let's kill the mood psycho town. And she's like, Abe, you're on speakerphone. Don't say anything. This is terrible. Like, F you, I'm leaving. This disgusting. Like, she acts like there is naked men here and it's inappropriate for her to be there because she has a boyfriend. Because I do understand if sometimes, like, if you'd be on a trip and like everyone's single but you, and they're like doing something and you're like, I really like don't feel like being like a part of this because like I'm in a relationship and it's just like weird. Not at all like that. It's just funny. It's just like a joke. It's like, take a literal chill pill. So Brynn was like, and this is where fun goes to die, which is true. Like we thought fun went to die with Rebecca Minkoff. Honestly, it goes to die with Uba, because Rebecca Minkoff may not be the life of the party, but she's not standing up being like, oh my gosh, we need to be nuns right now. This is inappropriate. I just feel like Uba is killing the mood every opportunity. Like you're saying, the beach is disgusting. Now it's like a little funny prank call on the phone that you got to like freak out. Like let Aaron deal with Abe. Why are you mad for Abe? Like Abe's not even mad and Aaron's not mad and she's doing it. So it's like, this isn't your marriage. So just stay the F out of it. Or just like walk in the other room and get juice or something. Like don't put a halt to it. Like if you just don't want to be a part of it, which it's a harmless, funny thing, like just walk away. But the next episode is where we really get into the fighting. And like, I thought it was going to be this episode. So that's why I was like, oh, okay, good. Like we're almost there. We almost had the fight. Oh my God. I can't believe I think that was the first time I've ever yawned on the microphone. Is that literally terrible? I swear I'm not being like boring myself, but I feel like I've been doing so many things. So I'm just like tired, and this weather makes me tired, but I just like need this to end, honestly, because I want to see the reunion. I want to see what like escalates for like the cameras and the producers to like come out of the woodwork on the next episode. And Uba's like, she is lying. I mean, Uba is the one that's always causing issues. So then like also when they do the synchronized swimming on this episode, Uba and Brynn start getting into an argument and Uba's like, or Brynn was like, oh, should I go inside and take a nap? Maybe I should like blow somebody too, since that's what you say I do. And Uba goes, I don't know. Maybe you do. All I said was I got this job because I am me. And it's like, but Uba, Brynn was fine last season. Like she acts like Brynn is a dud and sucks. And she doesn't just even understand at all how she got this job. And then Uba's acting like she's like a celebrity and that's why she got this job. And like we're all dying to know about her life. I had never heard of any of these people until they were on the Real Housewives of New York. I also don't live in New York and like work in New York. So I'm sure like if I was, I would like maybe know like Jenna Lyons because of like fashion and maybe Psy. But it's like funny to me that Uba thinks she's like this superstar that we all like knew and that's why she got the job. It's like, no, girl. And Brynn is like, you're a Talbot's model. That was pretty funny. And then Uba's like, oh yeah, right. And then she's like, I Google my name. That's what she said. She's like, Google my name. And then Brynn's like, why do you always say that? You are not Naomi. Like Naomi Campbell, the model. And she's like, Naomi wishes, Giselle wishes. And Brynn's like, actually not. Like Uba's on another level of delusion. Like I really liked Uba and I really liked Brynn last season. This season, I'm not liking either of them. But if between the two of them, I had to pick one, I like Brynn better, or at least I'm defending Brynn in these situations because Uba's just going 0 to 100 and like flipping out and ruining everyone's time. Like, I know this isn't supposed to be a totally relaxing vacation. They're still working and they're supposed to argue. It's like the name of the game on these trips. But I just feel like Uba, like, literally is a buzzkill the whole time on this trip and just in general. Like, it's like, obviously you can't stand to be around any of these people. So why don't you leave? You leave the show. Obviously you're a supermodel that we all know your name and we Google you and you'll exceed Naomi Campbell. So by all means, just leave the show and keep doing that. And you know what? I'm going to take it one further. Uba does not need the show because just this week I saw her boyfriend Oliver is a billionaire. Yeah, not a millionaire. He's a billionaire with a B. So it would shock me if Uba even was on the show next year, to be honest, because he also doesn't come to any events with her. Not that they have a lot of like co-casted events, but we have never seen him on the show. So I just have a feeling he'll see how stressed out she is from this season and be like, I'm a billionaire. You're good. You don't need this, which it's true. I mean, I think some of these women do it because they are a housewife. Like a Jennifer Aiden is a perfect example. She did not join the Real Housewives of New Jersey for money because her husband is a plastic surgeon and makes money, but she did it for something to do and have of her own. That's not really like a 9-to-5 job. It's not like a job, brain power job. It's just like, I already go out and gossip with my friends and dress up anyway, and I live in a big house. Like, might as well just get paid for it a little bit and like make it a career. And Uba won't need to do that. I mean, I just feel like I can't get over how she's acted this whole season. And now she's pissed Raquel off because she's like, look at this nasty ass beach you brought us to. So I don't know who's going to be on her side. And Erin's kind of caught in the middle because she is friends with both of them. But I feel like a lot of other people are like, no, Uba, you're being crazy. So it was a to be continued. And I'm like, all right, I guess it was one more episode in Puerto Rico, and then we'll find out what really like went down, what was said for it to get that bad and everyone to interfere. I mean, they all said at the end for the preview for next week, like they don't know if the group will ever be the same. And then I am dying for the reunion because that's why I just want this show to hurry on up, because I want to hear the reunion. And I want to hear like Andy maybe like say, yeah, lots of people don't like you. What do you have to say about that? It's like, where do we go from here? They're only on their season 2 of filming together. So it's already gotten so dark. Where are we going to go? If like Uba can't stand everyone, like, well, then you're going to be fired. And I feel like out of Brynn and Uba, they would fire Uba because Brynn is more like typical like housewife cast, because she starts little petty drama, stirs the pot, but then she makes nice with everybody. Uba just flips her shit and then is like, I don't care if you make up with me and blah, blah, blah. Like, she's crazy. No. But on that note, I know this was like a short recap, but I just feel like it's because sometimes the show can be repetitive. I feel like Beverly Hills and New York are a little repetitive lately because it's basically just Kyle versus Dorit. And this is just Uba versus Brynn. So hopefully we'll have some resolution because we've already had our conflict. And a little update on Paige DeSorbo. So she has not confirmed nor denied that Joe D'Amelio is her like boyfriend or new romantic dating flame. But she said, yeah, I'm going to be outside a lot. Get used to it. Probably meaning like, I'm single now. I can go and do what I want, go places and do what I want, but that doesn't mean that this guy's my boyfriend. And it's like, yeah, if Paige was going to this game by herself when she was with Craig, little red flag. But also, we still can have the opposite sex friends. And I don't know if she would necessarily be dating this guy, let alone I don't know if she would move on that quickly. And if she has and it's like low under wraps and they actually are dating, then that means Paige was definitely over Craig for a while and she had to like wait to break up with him, but she was already over it. So by the time she broke up with Craig, it's like she's fully over it. And I feel bad for Craigie because I'm sure he's like looking at those pictures and he's like crying in his Sewing Down South pillow. But on my next episode, I'll have recap of Southern Charm. I feel like it's getting good with these new 2 girls, Molly and Sally. And it's going to get into a tangled web with Sally and Taylor. And I'm ready and I'm here for it. Make sure, if you're not already, follow me on Instagram. I am Bravo T with a stay-at-home mom. And then on my TikTok, who knows if we'll have TikTok by the next time we're talking, because they are going to decide the fate of TikTok on Friday. So we shall see what has in store for TikTok.
Got that vibe, makes 'em come alive. You're so picture perfect.